Welcome to the Vergecast, the flagship podcast of extremely mild, very hot takes. I'm your friend David Pierce, and I am Christmas shopping. I have my whole list. I'm very organized this year. I have all the people that I need. I know roughly what I'm getting them. I had like a big self-brainstorm of ideas. But do you know what I discovered? For me, at least, the single hardest thing to buy is like a pretty good $20 gift. The things for like Secret Santa parties or colleagues at work or just this like list of people in the world you need to get something, but you don't know them well enough to really get something like super personal. And also it might be weird if you did, and you don't want to spend a ton of money. I think this is why I end up both like giving and receiving a lot of Starbucks gift cards every year. It's just a pretty universally useful thing that people like, but I don't want to do that so much anymore. I just don't know what else to do. I'm sort of lost on this idea of like, what is a good $20 relatively safe and universally liked gift to give? If you have the answer, I want to know. Please tell me sincerely. You will make everything about my holiday planning for forever better and easier. So get at me. Anyway, this episode is the first in a two-part series we're doing about 2025. It's the end of 2024. We're doing some looking back on this show, but we thought it would also be fun to spend some time looking forward. 2025 is going to be a big year in tech. We have a new administration coming into office that is going to change the way that we think about a lot of politics and regulation and has a lot of feelings about big tech, frankly. We have this AI bubble / hype cycle / takeover of the world that is still ongoing. We have all kinds of questions about antitrust and big tech and what's going to happen to the venture capital world. There's just a lot going on. And it feels like in so many ways, 2025 is going to be maybe not a turning point, but a moment in certain ways. So we figured we'd just look ahead and see what we could guess about what's coming. I grabbed Nilay Patel and the Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stern, two of my favorite people to speculate wildly about tech with, and we spent some time doing it. For this first episode, we each came with predictions. I gave them both the homework to come with 3 different predictions ranked in order of spiciness, and we're just going to go around and talk about it. We invented a little game that, if I'm honest, only like half makes sense to me at this point, but we're going to figure it out as we go. It's going to be very fun. All that is coming up in just a second. But first, I guess I'm just buying Starbucks gift cards. This is life now. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have some Starbucks. This is the Vergecast. We'll be right back.
Support for the Vergecast comes from Polestar. Polestar is an electric performance car brand focused on innovation for both cutting-edge technology and design. Nothing exemplifies this better than Polestar 3, their luxury electric SUV. It features an aerodynamic exterior and a Scandinavian minimalist interior. So if you're a driver who doesn't want to choose between having an electric vehicle and the agility of a sports car, then this might be the car for you. Experience it for yourself at your local Polestar space. Book a test drive at polestar.com.
Welcome back. Nilay Patel is here.
Hello.
Joanna Stern. Hello.
Hello.
We're all in the studio. This is so exciting.
I'm
This
here.
makes me
Very
so
exciting.
happy.
I know. I'm going to look at you, or I'm going to look at both of you.
We have spent like a lot of time in rooms together over the years and not in a very long time. This is very exciting. Okay, here's how this is going to work.
Okay.
I have told both of you to come with 3 predictions for 2025 in increasing level of spiciness. Not necessarily like less likely to come true, but like I want your victory lap for each one to be successively bigger. Does that make sense? Like if your third take should be the one that if you're right, you're gonna tell a lot of people about how you were right.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go around. We're going to talk about them. And then the way that this game plays is after each one of us gives a prediction, we're going to talk about it. The other 2 get to decide if they want to like co-sign that prediction. At the end of the year, you get a point if that prediction comes true. I guess you lose a point if it doesn't, because otherwise you should just sign on to all of them.
So you can end up with negative points.
I think you have to be able to end up with negative points.
Okay.
So there should be some consequence for picking all of them. So I'm just making up the rules as we go here. So
Yeah.
you lose a point. We'll do half points. I'm just kidding. You lose a point if you pick a prediction and it's wrong, but you get a point if you pick a prediction and it's right. At the end of the year, this episode and the next episode next week, which we're going to do more 2025 stuff, we're going to total all the points, and whoever wins, the Vergecast is going to buy you the most cool gadget of 2025. What will it be? How much will it cost? Who knows? But we're going to do this again.
This is a room full of people that does not need help acquiring
I was
gadgets,
gonna say, I'm going to have already bought that.
Can I just get the cash value?
Yeah.
You can
I
have the cash value is of this prize is 1/100th of a cent.
Well, it depends.
All right.
So this is what we're doing. We're going to make it work. I'm excited about it. Joanna, you're the guest. You get to go first, but we're going to start small and build up to it. So what is your mildest prediction for 2025?
I have 2.
Of course you do.
Is that, what, I lose a point already for having 2? Okay, I lose a point. It's fine. I'm starting at negatives.
Perfect.
Okay, it's 2026. I'm at the end, or we're at the end of 2025, and I am still posting to 500 different social media accounts because social media is still more fractured.
Wait, I have a question, a clarifying question for your prediction. Do you mean Twitter-like social media accounts?
Yes. Yes, and also
because like
TikTok,
a TikTok and an Instagram post are different.
Actually, this was another one in here.
Okay.
TikTok survives, so I'm still posting there. I actually don't post there that often, but maybe I should. Maybe I will. So TikTok survives, but also we've got Blue Sky, we've got Threads, we have something else. We've got Mastodon 3.0, we've got X, Instagram.
Right, I'm just saying that the Twitter likes,
Facebook.
Let's just keep it to the Twitter likes for this one.
I mean, mostly I'm talking about the Twitter likes.
Yeah.
Because there's no chance the short form video ones are going to consolidate. Like Instagram Reels and TikTok.
No. I'm just saying there's more. It's just more.
There's just more of them.
There was, there was.
You're yelping for days.
There was years, it was like 2022 where it was like the backlash to social media. Next year, people are going to spend more time. No, next year we're more on social media, and I am still posting every day to 500 different accounts. And my AI agent.
Are you going to still post
is
to
also
X?
coming, but that my AI agent also, that's one of the things it has to do is keep posting.
Do you think it's the same set that you're posting to now?
There could be more. There's probably going to be more.
Okay. So you think the number goes up?
I don't think the number goes down. And that is my prediction.
Okay.
That is just not going to get any better.
I'm not signing on to this one.
Oh, I 100% am. You're not? What goes away?
Yeah, what wins?
I think that the ability to hit one button and post to multiple Twitter likes will go up, and you will experience that as going down. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. But where am I going to look at all the replies?
Probably one of those clients, because the whole point of these, except for X, which I will say will probably stubbornly remain in walled garden. Everyone else is going to pick a way to interoperate.
That's a nice solution.
Like even like
to
your
my
truth
problem.
socials of the world.
He does get the point. And it is true. If the Fediverse wins, it counts as one. It's now one.
So that's
the whole point.
Rule. Yeah.
No, but that's the whole point, because the Fediverse is many things, but it is one thing. You only have to post to one place, and it posts everything to everywhere. That's the whole point of the Fediverse, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is these things will come together in such a way that makes it actually more, but feel like less.
Yeah. And that will enable more to exist.
Right.
Which so
I think we're saying kind of the same thing, but you win. I think I don't even know how the game works, frankly. Sorry. But you win because you gave a solution to my problem.
Well, see, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that I
think you're right. I think even both of our things are going to happen.
Truth Social is a Mastodon clone. It's actually very funny. They just copied the open source Mastodon code base, and the license of Mastodon is so restrictive that Truth Social has to publish its own source code. This is a real thing. And they obfuscate it. So now there's other people who try to clear it up and explain what's going on with Truth. It's very funny. All that's very funny. But the point is,
I didn't know you were such a Truth Social user. So
well, I'm just keeping track of how you would build new social products. And the obvious way to do it is to take the open source projects.
Right.
So if that's just the way that people begin to build new things, then they're going to interoperate because those things are already built to interoperate. I don't know how that's going to play out. There's a greater than nothing chance that Blue Sky is oh wait, everyone's on Blue Sky, and they just shut it down and they become a walled garden. I don't think that's going to happen. That's not how they talk. I just don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now. But my belief, the reason I'm not signing on to this prediction is that just at the user level, for the Twitter likes, you'll push a button, post everywhere, and collect all the replies in one place.
Okay.
I hope you're right. I don't think
I kind of was bundling TikTok in there too, because I wanted one of them to be that TikTok survives. So I was trying to get everything in one. That social media is just still a mess and it's fractured and we're everywhere and we still have a million apps on our phones that we're opening.
Yeah, and I'm just making the split between the things that look like Twitter and the video platforms. The video platforms, I agree, will proliferate.
Let's take TikTok out because we're going to come back to TikTok.
Yeah, sure.
I have an odd feeling we're going to come back to TikTok.
I'm sure.
Okay, so I'm in on that one with Joanna. Nilai's out and is wrong. Nilai, what's yours? You go first.
It's extremely mild.
Okay.
This is...
We will still have computers.
This is like, I didn't put any seasoning on this taco. Do you know what I'm saying? I think when they do the Alexa AI, it will be okay.
Okay. That's pretty good.
I was going to say, that's not as mild a take as it would have been 6 months ago.
Well, here, let me explain why. So the stakes for Amazon are so low. Right? They're not Google, where it has to be good and they have to get it out and the future of all search depends on Gemini. They're not Apple, where they're like, look at this glowing idiot and they have to fix it and they are advertising the products against it. They're just like, yeah, this thing that does timers is already in your house. What if it was better?
Right.
And they have infinity to solve that problem. Like there's no pressure to solve that problem. And I think Panos will wait. I think he's very comfortable waiting to solve that problem. And so that's
well,
it.
Will he wait till after 2025?
He could. My whole prediction is it'll be okay. Like, I'm not saying
it'll launched. Who knows?
In this year?
Huh? I think it'll come in the next year.
See, my second mild was going to be Apple Intelligence gets better because it can't get any worse.
Yeah, that's also pretty kind of in the exact same vein. Like thing that sucks, sucks slightly less.
No. See, I would counter yours. I think it will get way worse. I think Apple is going to feel the pressure of the other products doing stuff, and they are going to try to make it do a bunch more stuff, and it can't do those things. As we've all
but you
already
don't think Amazon's going to feel that pressure? Because that same pressure is coming from Amazon.
But they don't have a business based on that pressure.
Right.
Right.
Fair.
If one person switches from an iPhone to a Pixel because Gemini can do something, that's like they have a meeting. Like Tim Cook is like, everybody get in here. Like, what is going on? Where are our robots?
Should we kill our CS? Yeah.
It's right. There's a whole thing that happens. It's bad. Amazon is like, what are you going to do? You're going to get a Google Assistant? Like, no, you're not. Like, you're lazy. You use it to play music and set timers. So that's the mildest prediction I have. They will wait.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
It's a pretty mild prediction. I'm actually out on that one. I think if you had made this prediction in July or like this time last year, I would have been with you. But now I feel like the longer it goes and every new headline that is like, actually, the new Alexa sucks, it does feel like the pressure is getting higher.
Well, there isn't a new Alexa yet.
The new Alexa that they announced over a year ago
announced
and
it
haven't
forever.
shipped. It's we know what it is. They told us what it is, and then they didn't ship it. And it feels like...
But it has to arrive. That's what I'm saying. It has the best shot. Maybe I'll revise my prediction. Of all of these, it has the best shot of being okay.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
I think I would agree with
They have
that.
the most ability to wait.
Yeah.
And
I do think the new Alexa is
expectations
going
are
to
so
get a
low.
lot of people fired. That's my other take.
Well, that's my
You're
thing. It's like I
dueling
kind of want it to
predictions.
not be okay. It will be so funny if it's not okay.
This is your...
Can you imagine? Because they have this giant install base of like regular people who use these things all the time.
That's like the Apple Intelligence stuff. It's so funny when you see these things happen. I'm with Nilai because, well, no, I'm not with you.
I'm not with you.
I'm not with you because I want it to not be okay.
You just want the headlines.
Yeah, I think the headline would just.
You're imagining the video you're going to make about terrible Alexa, and you're like, it's much better if it sucks than if it's good.
Yeah.
We were home for Thanksgiving, and every time my mom set a timer on our Alexa, it played an audio clip from the movie The Wild Robot. And she had not seen this movie. Max and I have seen this movie. And so the thing would be like processing, beep, boop, bop. And then it would like set the timer. And my mom would be like, what's wrong with Alexa?
Wait, Amazon just built that in as like a fun thing?
Yeah. It's just like every time you do it's like processing.
Yeah.
Like it does the thing that the robot does in that movie. And Max is like losing her mind. She thinks this is the cutest thing in the world. And my mom is like, why is my Alexa so much stupider than it was?
Wait, that's actually such a perfect example of why ambient computing is so impossible. Like, what a perfect low stakes example of like, you have to build a thing that makes sense to everyone in the room. And that's so hard to do.
Yeah, it was just like out of context. It made no sense except for the 6-year-old was like, I love that movie.
Wait, they rolled this out to everyone?
They rolled it out to my mom.
That's not smart.
She didn't turn it on
That's
purpose.
absolutely not smart.
I know. Did he? Well, I mean, I thought it was delightful.
Yeah,
in many ways, my mother's experience of computers is exactly the same as Max's experience of computers, in that things happen until they stop happening and they ask me to fix them.
Right.
And then I have to deduce what happened here. And I don't know that she ever went and
I'm going
turned
to call
on the
my
wild
mom
robot.
and ask her to talk to Alexa with me on the phone today to see if she got this.
They
have it in the kitchen. They have like
that's what it's for. And I'm telling you, they just have to wait. People are going to keep using them, set timers, and then one day they're like, "Your Alexa's way smarter," and then everyone's going to fall in love with their kitchen timer.
Okay, David, what's yours?
All right, that's a good one. Joanna and I are both out, so we'll see. I'm actually out. Joanna is just crossing her fingers and hoping.
Yeah.
Mine is that I think this gets milder by the day. I think cable TV is going to pretty much totally die in 2025. Like the idea that you are going to have a cable box through which you get television and it's a bunch of linear channels and that's what you pay a lot of money for and mostly watch is going to be essentially completely out of style.
I have a number of follow-up questions.
Okay.
When you say pretty much die, there won't be any anymore?
There will be some, but it'll be like the people who still get AOL discs in the mail and
which
pay
sustained
for
AOL for years.
There are still people who do it, right? Like it's still a thing that exists, but when
we worked at AOL, there were people who are like, this whole company runs on CDs in the mail.
Oh yeah. And there are still, I'm sure, some, hundreds of thousands or millions of people who pay for America Online.
They pay for their email address.
Yeah. And so that I think will continue more or less forever. But like it's going to die to the extent that it is no longer an interesting business to the companies that run it. Like the thing that Comcast is doing where it's spinning off all of its cable channels, everyone is going to do that and they are going to just absolutely run away from
Okay,
cable
so second follow-up question.
Yeah.
YouTube TV and Fubo and Sling, your over-the-top cable bundles, are they included?
They don't count in this. And I grant that this is I'm like splitting hairs on that one, but they are meaningfully different products.
So you're talking about like the Xfinity
the box.
offering.
The box
like
is really the
Xfinity
thing,
box, the guy that comes to your house.
Third follow-up
like
question.
the cable that I buy from my internet provider, which is essentially what it is now, is gone.
So third follow-up question.
Yeah.
You can really tell that I was just in my parents' house. They don't have Spectrum boxes anymore. They have an insane Spectrum app on their Apple TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Which does not, it's not great. It's not.
But it has a grid and it has channels.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's super there.
So they're paying Spectrum for those channels.
Right.
And that's everything.
And then it is broadly the same as YouTube TV. She can watch it on her iPad wherever she is. So that's like a big win. Does that count?
No. But I can't explain why. Oh wait, no, that counts as cable.
I think
that is the thing that is dying.
Broad here.
But that's not YouTube TV.
Okay, let me say this more. I can be more
What are you
specific.
killing?
I'm killing everything except YouTube TV and Hulu with live TV. I'm killing all of it except those two things.
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
Super out in this prediction.
You're out on this one.
I think inertia
again, not dead,
carries,
but completely uninteresting to everyone, including the people that run these services.
My parents also have an illegal Indian IPTV box that gets every channel for free, including locals in 4K. And that
they pay for the Spectrum app on their iPads?
No, they pay some guy on
into?
Venmo over the phone once a year.
What?
These things, you should write a column. There's an entire economy of these things.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic.
I was going to say this episode.
I think that counts. I think your parents are on my side.
I was going to say
very entertaining.
The title of this episode was going to be Nilay goes to visit his parents.
No, I just blew.
It's actually Nilay gets his parents arrested.
Yeah, no, I just blew up like the entire Indian uncle economy here. Like, this is what they talk about. They all know a guy. There are scams.
It's fantastic.
It's great.
All right, so Nilay's out. Joanna, are you in or out?
I'm still not sure I understand, so I'm out.
Yes, you do.
Do you think she thinks traditional cable is going away, except for YouTube?
Joanna just keeps getting more cable boxes.
By the way, this implies
no, I don't have cable boxes, and my parents don't have cable boxes. I'm in this. I'm just not talking about my parents as much as Nilay because I didn't feel like this was Joanna.
I love my parents.
I love my parents, and they have a lot of the same commonality with your. Let's get our parents together. Let's bring our parents to this podcast.
Done.
No, thank you.
But. I guess I'm in.
Okay, great. Love it. Joanna just picking at random.
These down?
I am writing these down.
Where?
I have a dock.
Every cable company except for YouTube TV is going out of business.
Every cable not going out of business. Don't
just irrelevant.
Just not getting
Aren't they
them.
already irrelevant?
Yeah, that's the thing.
No,
I think it's already happened.
We've been doing this thing where they all invest in streaming and bank the money from cable. That's been happening for a very long time, and everybody thought it was going to happen for a really long time, and then it isn't. And I think it's going to the speed of that death of the cable money is going to increase so fast that by this time next year, it's going to be essentially a write-off for all of these companies, literal or figurative.
I think a lot of it is still already. But
we're getting there fast.
I think that's what we're...
all right, let's take a break, and then we're going to get to our medium takes.
Support for the Vergecast comes from Polestar. Polestar is looking to usher in a new generation of electric SUVs, one that relies on technology so integrated you forget it's even there. And they're starting with Polestar 3, their luxury electric SUV. Polestar 3 features an aerodynamic exterior and a Scandinavian minimalist interior. It has the ability to go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds, and get an EPA estimated range of up to 315 miles per charge. Polestar 3 even lets you optimize the powertrain between performance or range mode, depending on your drive's needs. You can also say goodbye to that cluttered dashboard, because this car shows you everything you want to know and nothing you don't. You can even have Google turn on your favorite podcast, we're hoping it's this one, and be immersed in 3D surround sound by Bowers & Wilkins. Polestar 3 has a lot to offer, so if you're a driver who doesn't want to choose between spacious comfort and the agile handling of a sports car, then this might be the car for you. You can test it out for yourself at your local Polestar space. Book a test drive for Polestar 3 at polestar.com.
All right, we're back. Spicy time. Let's flip the order. Not spiciest, just spicier. Neela, you go first this time. What's your most medium prediction for 2025?
Medium.
Yeah.
Walmart buys TikTok.
Walmart
buys TikTok.
This is your medium take.
Medium.
It's going to be Amazon or zesty, but you're not.
Yeah, I think there's only two.
This is like the third question on Hot Ones level of spice is what we're talking about. Okay.
Well, so Donald Trump has said, I won't shut it down. One of his big benefactors, a major investor in TikTok, but he can't overturn the law that Congress already passed that says TikTok has to go and app stores have to kick it out. So the number of options are very limited. And I don't think that he cares what happens. And I don't think the people on TikTok actually care what happens. Right. So
as long as TikTok continues to exist.
As long as TikTok continues to exist. So there's this very natural out, which is they should sell it, which is the thing the law is sort of designed to force into happening. And then Trump loves a deal. Whether or not those deals are real, whether or not LCD factories actually get built. We love talking about deals. So then who are you going to sell it to? Amazon is terrified of TikTok because it's basically QVC. But even then, I think you get some weird antitrust concerns. And the other big tech companies will basically say no. So you're kind of stuck with the other big store. Because that's all TikTok is a funnel into TikTok shop.
Yeah.
And hasn't the biggest sticking point been the algorithm?
It's like who controls it.
Right. And what makes you think that ByteDance is going to say, okay, we're giving it all. We'll sell it all.
What makes anyone think that people can perceive the quality of an algorithm? Like that was a very important
question.
Sticky, when TikTok was growing, this was important, right?
Right.
Because it was finding you interest. It would be really, really valuable. And now it's kind of like,
you can make
that thing 20% worse. And all the people are already on it.
Yep.
And really all you're trying to get them to do is shop. And we can watch Elon Musk just dial the Twitter algorithm at will. And it doesn't seem to matter to that audience. So I think there's less danger there than anyone thinks.
It does feel anecdotally like the sort of perceived quality gap in how well the platform knows me between Reels, Shorts, and TikTok has gotten much smaller.
Yeah, I agree.
I think agree. For so long, it was Reels was old TikToks and Shorts was just over here doing something else that everyone hated. I feel like they're all the same thing now.
Yeah, and a bunch of the creators have figured out how to post the same stuff to the same platforms without getting dinged. But this is my medium take. I don't actually know what's going to happen. But if you're going to sell it, which seems like the most likely outcome, because otherwise they have to overturn a law that a bunch of Republican members of Congress passed. Still hard.
Why isn't it Amazon though? I feel like it's
Because
Amazon.
I think he's right on the antitrust stuff.
Because
Like,
I think Meta and Google and Apple all get mad about this.
Yeah. And same for all of those other companies. What if it's Netflix? What if Netflix is just like, what's up, short form video? We own TikTok now.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't think Netflix super wants to be in that business. Like, they don't want to be in a user-generated content
Netflix
business.
is like specifically pitting itself against all of those companies.
Right, and also they're not going to convert into Netflix subscriptions, which is the only thing they sell.
Right.
Walmart's like, here's some garbage. I saw a man on TikTok yesterday trying to sell me a wall-mounted hose reel as an innovation that I should buy for my family for Christmas. And I was like, my dude, my dad bought that shit at Menards in 1982. Like, what are we doing on this platform right now? And that's just where we are on TikTok. It is just a store.
Yeah. No,
and that's fine.
Like, there was a point where my whole entire feed was just hair products. I already have a hair iron.
And you're like, my mom bought these at Menards. And
my current hair iron, what I bought at Menards. Google's Menards.
Great deals.
Is Menards a real thing?
What is Menards?
Is this like a Midwest thing? Do we need to talk about this?
I gotta stop hanging out with East Coasters. Yeah, this is like the most deeply Wisconsin store in the world.
Is that your version of Home Depot?
It's superior.
It's your
Home
version
Depot
of Lowe's?
is corporate. Yeah, this is like I knew Menards when they like first album.
I see. It's a
Menards
hipster Home
have
Depot.
tap to pay.
Home Depot is the chain smokers. I want to be very clear about the comparison I'm making here.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I'm actually in on this one. I like it. I think somebody is going to buy TikTok.
Yes.
And I feel like Walmart's as good a bet as any. So I'm in on this one.
And I just believe TikTok survives. So
That's your medium take.
No, that was my
mild take would have been TikTok survives.
That was my mild take. It was all the social media survives and we get more.
Right.
Sure. Walmart seems nice.
All right.
So you're in.
We're all in.
Sure, I'm in.
I love it. All right. I'll go next. My medium prediction, which I actually think might be spicier than I realized, is that someone in 2025 is going to make an AI gadget that like actually kicks ass, and it's going to be a huge hit.
This is your medium.
This is my medium.
Compared to my mild of Alexa is okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It probably won't be the Rabbit R2 or the Humane AI Pin 2 but like maybe it's the next Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses that go like deep into more AI stuff. Maybe it's like AirPods something. So I don't know. Somebody is going to make a gadget that is like explicitly about AI, and it's going to be awesome, and tons of people are going to want it.
Okay. Actually, mine is similar to that, my medium take, but we should all vote on yours first.
Okay.
No.
Just not going to happen? What about this Sam Altman and Johnny Ive thing?
This is deeply related to
I don't think the Johnny Ive thing's coming out this year. I have like 3
spicy takes, and this is deeply related to one of them.
Okay. Well, then you're not going to give it to me. So what was your spicy take that you're...
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I'll just do it now. I'll just roll this. Yeah. This is a rebuttal.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good order.
AI conclusively proven to be a bubble.
Like ooh. Okay.
It's Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth. Next year, Bluetooth is going to be great.
AI is Bluetooth?
AI is Bluetooth. Everyone talks about it the same way. Uh-huh. They make the same lofty predictions about what Bluetooth is going to do.
When did they do that?
All the time. They were like, these headphones are going to rule. And then you're like, well, Apple had to hijack the entire Bluetooth protocol and make their own Bluetooth.
Isn't it more like
a
no one else
memory
can
of Bluetooth?
Like, isn't it more like AI is 5G?
Yeah.
In that case?
Sure. Whatever garbage wireless protocol you want to use. Whatever garbage wireless protocol you want to use, go for it. But Bluetooth in particular was like an enabling technology that never panned out, right? That you would have an ecosystem of products all over around you that were all Bluetooth together. The smart home would run on Bluetooth low energy. All that stuff exists. It's there.
Yeah, because that's where I was thinking you were going. With
you can go to the Bluetooth conference.
You can go to the Bluetooth. Can you still?
Yeah. The SIG?
Do you remember
when the SIG's still around?
Yeah. Do you remember when everybody was obsessed with the like retail Bluetooth where you would walk into a store and it would just like it would like Bluetooth
Apple
all the
said
coupons
they were
on the
do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They still do that, by the way, just to track you. That is super happening.
Still there.
Every time you walk through the door of a store in the mall, it's like, we found you again.
Yeah.
And then people wonder why it seems like everyone's listening to them. No, it's just because you existed with your phone and Bluetooth. Which again, the core
kind of
benefits
AI.
of Bluetooth, pretty mild, because Apple had to invent their own special Bluetooth to make AirPods work.
Okay.
Which is what
I have a lot of feelings about what he's saying.
Do you see what I'm saying? AI is on the exact same trajectory as Bluetooth, only 10,000 times more expensive.
Okay.
There's not one product that is bigger than ChatGPT that you can make with AI today.
Okay. I'm not with you, and I'm not with you.
Okay, then where are you?
I like that you just keep announcing this.
Yeah. Where are
That's
you then?
my job here. No and no.
Where?
Mine was just a rebuttal. It's not a prediction.
You did your prediction now.
Well, but if yours is true, mine can't be.
Okay.
Right? Because if we get
That
to...
is your spicy. You chose your spicy. That's what
No,
you
that
did.
No,
wasn't
that's
my
not your
spicy.
spicy. That's a reject spicy that he's
Oh, so now
rebutting.
you
Yeah.
are getting two spicies?
No, that's not a prediction. No point. If AI is a bubble, I get no points, which is, I'm giving that up now in order to rebut David, who says the humane pit is going to be
What kind
good.
of restaurant is this? You got so...
Neela's just sneaking dishes in here.
This is my new restaurant called Menards.
No, he's saying he made his prediction there would be a good AI gadget, and I'm saying that requires Bluetooth
Yeah, but now
to be
you're going to
good.
get two spicies.
I'm
But
just
Neela doesn't
explaining
get
why I'm not
points for
signing up.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we're going to get a great AI gadget that everyone buys.
Okay.
Can I do my medium now?
Sure, please. So you're both out on mine.
I would like to
Okay.
respond to you. Just pick that as your spicy, because then we can come back to
Okay,
it.
fine. I'll add that to my spicy.
Okay.
List
Pre-spicy, an appetizer.
at Chili's too. Okay. My medium was that Meta releases another pair of the Ray-Ban smart glasses, but it has a display in it. It's like a heads-up display. There's been rumors of this.
Mhm.
And I guess the more spicy version of this is that Meta continues to outpace Apple in the race for smart glasses.
Oh, I'm extremely in on that one. I'm like, every day I become more radicalized that Meta did this right and Apple did this wrong. Like the story of 2024.
I am writing a
Was
column
that.
about that right now, and I believe that. I love the Ray-Bans. I think the path they are taking is better than the path Apple has been taking.
Okay, I agree with Meta continues to outpace Apple.
Yeah. You
I
agree
don't
with
think-
me on something.
I don't think the Ray-Bans are any good. I sent mine back.
You probably
That's
don't know how
just
to use
you
them.
have a big head.
Yeah, you don't know how to use them.
That's not that's
Those
not
are
Meta's
different
fault.
ideas. You can't agree with him. And then,
What she said, big head.
Yeah. You have a big head and you don't know how to use them.
you're dumb. There's big head, tiny brain. I get it. I
Yes.
understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Look, all of those things might be true, but I use them, and this is some Apple stuff, right? Where they won't let the photos automatically go to your phone if you have iOS. They will let you do it on
Of course,
Android.
fine.
I think the camera's just fine. The AI stuff is extremely medium.
I could take the rest of this podcast to show you videos of all of the great moments I had with my kids in the Ray-Ban.
While you're wearing
glasses.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you not wear
Do
sunglasses
you wear-
outside?
So you're only outside.
So you have a
Inherently limiting
you have
product.
a big head but perfect eyes that are not bothered by the sun.
Look, I listened to that Corey Hart song a lot when I was a teenager, and I stopped wearing sunglasses indoors and at night.
I spend a lot of time outdoors.
Yeah,
I go
you seem
running,
very healthy.
tubing, skiing.
Sure.
I'm very active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
I-
active
I
person.
don't do any of those things.
Um,
That's why transitions are great. The real legacy of the Meta
Driving?
Ray-Ban smart
Is it-
glasses is making transition lenses.
No, they
cool.
did
yeah,
that
those
entire.
transition lenses are not.
Was
cool.
that
those
in
are
the
terrible?
Was that in the journal? They did the story about how the transition lens company was going to take off because of Meta Ray-Ban. Someone tried to do
Really?
a story.
Oh, really?
I thought it was the journal. Someone did a story about how transitions were in now.
No, they're terrible
because of the Ray-Bans, and I got the clear ones with the transitions, and I was like, these are still pretty bad.
really bad.
And then I boxed the things up and sent them.
They definitely
Every
still do the
time-
thing where you go inside and you still have sunglasses for 10 minutes.
There was
Yeah.
a kid in my high school that had transition lenses, and
Joanna.
you know that is not.
Where
good.
you're like,
and
big
hopefully
head,
he's
tiny
not
brain.
A Vergecast listener. And every time I see them on the Ray-Bans, I think of him, and I'm like, I look like this kid.
And he was cool and handsome and is now in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm hoping
right?
he doesn't listen to the.
I just want to be
Vergecast.
clear. I
That was
agree
Travis Kelce.
with the prediction. It could have been you. You could have been the one he broke up for to go out with Taylor Swift. I agree with the prediction that Meta remains ahead in this category, only because I think Apple will not launch something that is as good as the Ray-Bans, by which I mean they will have to make something better because the Ray-Bans are just medium.
And Apple is a camera company, as Snap wants to say they are, but Yes, I agree. I think that's true. I think Apple's likely working on this, and they haven't gotten
it was the
to
Wall
best place.
Street Journal. The headline: These glasses were once a style joke, and now they're for cool guys. And it's like, no, you're just a bunch of old guys.
Oh no, that was in 2024.
Yes.
Oh no, that's wrong.
Right when the Meta came out.
That's wrong.
Thanks to significant technological upgrades, transition lenses are supposedly suave. Are these once dorky 2-in-1s now the ultimate glasses?
No. Okay.
Did a transition lens write this? It's very good. It's very good.
What?
Vogue has a story from
transition lenses.
Vogue has a story called "Transition Lenses Are Now My Entire Personality." They're like a big transition is on the case.
The transition lens. I don't know how. Like, and I'm still trying to do some reporting on this. If you work at Meta and want to get in touch, they're working on the heads-up display in a pair of Ray-Bans. I think they'll probably be sunglasses, but maybe they'll probably have to use transition lenses.
The display thing is going to be a big swing too, because if that sucks, it not only doesn't add more appeal, it actually kills a bunch of appeal. Because the thing that's nice about the ones now is they are mostly just sunglasses.
Totally. I think they have to do something in between what they've been showing with Orion and what they've been doing with the smart glasses, and that is very basic information in your line of eye. And so
just show me a text message. Right. That's it.
And that's where I think there's going to be AI potential. I don't think that's a killer. I don't think people buy them because they have AI.
Okay.
So I'm with you a little bit on the, these gadgets are going to get better. And I've said repeatedly, the Meta glasses are the best AI gadget you can get because they're not only about AI.
So, okay, wait, for you, we're going to move on from this. But
yes,
the Ray-Bans, it feels like it's the three things are camera, mic/speaker, AI. Rank those three things for you personally.
Camera, AI, audio.
Interesting. So for me, it's audio first by a mile.
Oh,
and then camera and then AI.
Yeah.
Like I love them as like a pair of headphones or for like making calls and stuff but I've found other people are like, why would I just want to shout into the air when I can just wear AirPods. It'll be fine. Neil sent his back, so you don't
think that this is going to run into the I use it to play music and set timers problem?
No, I think it might.
But there are worse things.
Smart speakers, we're supposed to do all these things, and it's music and timers. And you're like, oh, and then this category kind of just died.
Yeah, and now it's on my face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's a worse thing than we spend a lot of money to set timers problem.
Fair. And I mean, Amazon has been trying to find places to put Alexa on your body for a long time and has not found it.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're all in on the specific one of Meta is going to continue to outpace Apple on glasses.
But only because Apple's not going to launch anything. That's my caveat.
This is 2025. So the other bet that you're making inherently in this is that Apple isn't going to launch another thing in 2025.
A face thing. I think Apple has... They've done face computers.
Something.
Their face. They're like, okay, we put one computer on your face. Everyone breathe. Let's figure out what our next face computer is going to be, and then we're going to take it from there.
Maybe they drop the price
of the Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I don't think they're going to launch another face computer.
No, I don't think so.
Next year.
Okay.
And so, but definitionally, Meta will stay ahead.
Yeah. All right. I'm into it. All right. We're going to take one more break, and then we're going to do spicy takes. We'll be right back.
Support for the Vergecast comes from Polestar. Electric performance is at the core of every decision that went into Polestar's first all-electric SUV, Polestar 3. For example, it has a computer-controlled torque vectoring system, which basically senses and redistributes power to the wheel with more grip. That means tighter turns. Polestar 3 even allows the driver to optimize the powertrain between performance or range mode, depending on your drive's needs. You're able to go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds and get an EPA estimated range of up to 350 miles per charge. And its design is intentional too. It features a sleek aerodynamic exterior, but a minimalist, carefully curated interior that emphasizes the spaciousness of the cabin. And you can relax on your drives too, with an intuitive infotainment screen and an uncluttered dashboard. Polestar 3 is the SUV that drives like a sports car. It has a lot to offer, but you can only fully understand it by trying it out for yourself at your local Polestar space. Book a test drive for Polestar 3 at polestar.com.
All right, we're back. Spicy takes. These are the ones, again, there should be a chance that this comes true, but if it does come true, you're not going to shut up about it.
Yep.
Okay.
Good? Everybody feel good? All right. I guess I get to go first this time. My spicy take for 2025 is that everyone is going to give up on Matter and bail on the smart home. And that we're just going to get to the end of the year and we're going to have like individual smart gadgets and that'll be fine. But this idea of like the big, beautiful, interconnected smart home is going to cease to be interesting to almost everybody.
Okay. Joanna, do you want to respond to this as someone who just fixed your garage after weeks of effort?
Oh yeah, we should talk about this actually.
Not the garage.
Can we just let's just do a 1 minute Joanna interlude on the garage because the people do want to know.
Okay, can we get a music?
Yeah.
Can we get a music track
Just assume
under here?
there's music playing now.
Okay. It's happy, like it needs to be a happy track, like a little bit like whimsical.
You
Like
don't
the
get
Six
to
Flags
pick.
theme
I will
song.
pick the music at a later time. You tell your story.
I'm producing right now. It happened. My garage now opens. I can't say it because if I do, my phone will open my garage at home. But when I say, hey, blank, open the garage, it happens. This is after many weeks of texts to Neeli, who responded 3 minutes exactly after because he scheduled them.
Yep.
This is after many weeks of people responding on threads. Thank you all your listeners.
We got a lot of feedback on the garage door.
Yes, and I would like to
ranged
apologize.
From, you idiot, this is simple to this is the hardest problem in the history of the universe.
To outright conspiracy theories about Craig Federighi's garage.
Yes.
Well, I believe those now. I've come to I understand this landscape better than anybody.
Yes.
Maybe not as well as you. And it is a very hard problem to solve. So those people that call me an idiot, you are actually an idiot. But I just thank you to the listeners.
Did it, though.
I did it.
What'd you have to do?
Oh, we can't. It's too long. It's longer than a minute.
Just explain the little adapter that they sent.
Okay. I got the Miros. Miros? How do you pronounce it?
I always say Miros.
Miros. Okay. I got the Miros adapter. I get up on a ladder. I sent Neeli a picture. I was wearing my Meta Ray-Bans for both music and for just taking photos and video of it. Therapy. I was using the Calm app. Then we should get them as a sponsor.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I get up there. I get everything all set, plug it into the sensor, put the sensor on the door. This is a whole complicated kind of wiring, not that. And it doesn't work. And it turns out because my LiftMaster is a newer LiftMaster from 2018, it is using some proprietary protocol to talk to the door opener on the wall, and it will not work. So,
dudes, they have DRM'd the garage door button, and they have labeled it a security feature.
And
it's very good. They've DRM'd
opening the door is a
hardwired garage
feature?
door button.
I guess there was a way I could have known this earlier, but I didn't go through all the support forums to know because my learn button on my LiftMaster is yellow. And it turns out if you have the yellow button, you cannot use this.
Then you have a DRM.
But Miros, the geniuses at Miros, who I've not gotten in touch with, but you are great people. They made a little adapter, which is really just the opener, like the opener you would put in your car. It's a hacked opener that connects to the Miros. And so I get it. They sent it to me in the mail in 1 week. Again, thank you to the people at Miros. Please sponsor this podcast. I just love them.
Apparently.
They don't have enough money. They're making one hacked garage door opener at a time.
One a day for me. Anyway, they send this to me. I set it up. And it works perfectly now. Can
I explain what's happening? I sent Joanna excited paragraph of nerd speak. So they're like, okay, we can't push the hardwired button because it's DRM'd.
Yes.
But we can take a regular garage door opener that is DRM compatible with this, and we'll just put a wire in the actual button of that garage door opener.
Oh, wow.
So that when you tell Siri to open the thing, our thing will push the button on the garage door opener.
But
so
why
there's
didn't
just
they
a
just do that
wire
from the
coming
start?
out of a garage door opener.
Because
that is crazy. Can you imagine Craig Federighi knowing any of this information when he's like, the future of AI is my smart home?
This is
I just want
validating
to tell
my
you,
entire
David,
prediction.
that I told you I wouldn't do this, and I did not want to go down this route. I just wanted to thank everyone and tell them about my success.
She's very proud of herself.
I'm psyched for
I'm
you.
very proud of myself. I now have.
Can you explain the one
wire-
other bug that you had to explain to me, which is perfect? It didn't work right away, and why?
Well, that was with the. Oh no, that was with that.
It's very good.
Okay, so I go away. Well, I don't even know why I was in LA, and I set everything up, and I thought it's working perfectly. But yet the garage door keeps opening and closing randomly. And my wife is texting me saying, who is opening and closing the garage door? And I'm like, not me. It should be working. It turns out when I pressed the learn button, it started picking up some signal from someone around the neighborhood. So whenever they opened their garage, it opened my garage, which almost led to divorce. So I had to get a garage guy who then came to the house, helped me fix it.
Perfect.
And now it all works perfect.
All because you can't be bothered to push the button when you pull into the driveway.
But you know what? The amount, this is where we need some music. The amount of happiness and true pride I feel now when I pull out of my garage and say, hey, Siri, open the garage door is... I may have never felt it before.
And then 15 minutes later, it just starts randomly closing and opening on its own.
That hasn't happened in at least 2 weeks.
I'm thrilled for you. The smart home is getting to the point of humanoid robots to stand in your garage and push buttons.
By the way, this is Doorbot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
you could have just put a Doorbot on the actual garage door button.
But just back to what you're saying, this is why I don't think...
Switchbot, not Doorbot.
I don't think matter disappears. I think we actually see these tech companies double down on it. I think they're all going to start talking about how AI is going to be great for the smart home. And we're going to hear it with that Alexa announcement. It's just like all these things. And this is the dream and our robots and the house is connected. And none of it is actually really material to real people because they have old shit and they have different standards. And there's DRM in the freaking button on the wall. And it doesn't work. And I think we're going to hear from Apple this year because they're apparently working on this home tablet. And I think they're going to push Matter. And they're going to say it's
They have
great.
to push Matter. They have no choice but to push Matter.
Right. And
because they will not get an ecosystem of these devices.
And a lot of these devices don't even have Matter.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You just think they're going to give up? You think?
I don't know that they're going to. I just think everyone is going to stop caring in every,
I think they did stop caring.
Maybe. But I even the companies themselves who have been making these long, elaborate bets that eventually the smart home is going to become a thing that is like mainstream useful. I think everybody's just going to start walking away from that next year. It's because it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get a new house,
light switches kick ass. It's probably fine. We've probably solved light switches. I don't know that we need to worry about them anymore.
No, enough of the light switches in our house are smart and do things.
Yeah.
Just all on their own. That actually, once you get used to it, you're like, oh, this rules.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's one level up. We're like, oh, this is great.
My Rube Goldberg machine works really well. Is like a perfectly viable.
But it's not a Rube Goldberg machine. I just bought some Lutron casetas and put them in the wall. And now when the sun sets, our house
will they
lights
sponsor
up.
this podcast?
I don't know. Well, they have so much money that they own a custom slice of RF spectrum, which is why their products work the best.
Oh.
It's a real thing. But I don't know if they want to spend the money on
those
us.
don't even go on sale on Black Friday. They just don't go on sale.
Yeah. Because they have their own RF spectrum and they have the best product.
What are you going to do?
This is a real thing. They bought their own slice of RF spectrum that Brendan Carr, Trump's new commissioner in the FCC, is going to turn over to Elon Musk.
When you interview him, I want you to ask about Lutron casetas.
Brendan, if you're listening, and I know you are, come on the show.
Yeah.
I'll ask you about Lutron casetas.
We'd love to have you.
Tell me how your garage door works.
All right. So
you own a house?
I do.
You own a house?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, like, if this is the year 2025 that David buys a house.
Actually, a good prediction here, like an ancillary prediction to yours, is no one will come up with a smart home idea that compels you, David Pierce, owner of the most garbage TV in America, to do any smart home thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? That's because like I have a whole smart home. It's just doing stuff all the time.
And I'm slowly trying to be Neil. Like he's my mentor of the smart home.
Neil has never once described a use case and an amount of work to get to that use case that has ever made sense to me.
I just described the garage to you and it is perfect.
It's super not good enough.
It is so good. What do you mean? I just sat next to you.
My wife texted me and said, why is the garage door opening and closing by itself?
But then our wives can talk to
not
each
a workable
other.
solution in my
They
house.
can be friends.
You don't want to build a relationship on that. That's not the foundation of a relationship that's good for anyone's marriage.
It's bad times all the way around. All right, so you're both out on mine. This is great. Joanna.
I do believe it's going to be a big topic next year. So
I hope so.
I mean, to be clear, David's prediction is everyone walks away from Matter. That's your specific prediction. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think
they're all in on it.
Yeah, they can't. They have nothing else to do. I wish. I mean, I don't wish. Anyway. Okay, my spicy one. The Mac gets a touchscreen.
Oh, God. We've done this like every year. Every time we've done predictions together, someone has done this.
I know. And we'll go. I think I was trying to find the Vergecast transcripts of the time I predicted, and I can't find it. But I believe I said by the end of 2024.
I think the last time we did this, we set timelines and we were all wrong.
We were. Dieter was on the podcast.
Yeah.
And but I think we are coming towards that time. One day we will get there, and I think.
Is it just a Mac as you currently imagine it, but it's a touchscreen, or does it change more meaningfully than that?
They'll have to do something.
What do they do?
I don't know.
Does it run iPad apps?
It already runs iPad apps.
Like, does it just get the iPad App Store natively?
No, I think they just keep it that way.
Okay. I'm just looking at these touch targets being like, I don't really want to poke my menu bar.
Yeah, I don't think they do it until they know why they're doing it.
I want to scroll.
I don't know that they even know why they make the iPad.
Right.
Like the iPad as an application environment, they're not like, here's why. They're just like, well, that keeps happening. And I don't think they're going to add cost and complexity to the Mac unless they have like a great reason to do it. And they seem to be selling enough Macs. I'm walking this all the way back. Because I thought the last time we did this, I thought that they had reached a point with the Mac and the iPad where bringing them closer together was the only choice.
Yep.
And they have not only resisted that, they've pulled them further apart to the point where everyone's just like, turn this iPad into a Mac.
I think Apple Silicon changed that. Like, I think if Apple hadn't solved like laptop processing, it would have been different. And the Macs would have started to look more like the iPads and vice versa. But now, like, the Mac lineup is easily the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And is so compelling to so many people. Like, yeah, I tend to agree. I years ago would have thought that eventually the MacBook and the iPad in particular would eventually be the same product. I don't think that anymore.
The spicy follow-up, whatever that is, the dip, the condiment, hot sauce.
Uh-huh.
If you could turn your Mac into an iPad and gain touchscreen support,
yes.
Or you could turn your iPad into a Mac and lose touchscreen support, which one would you pick?
I can take my Mac. What's the first option?
So you have your Mac sitting right here.
And I can
push a button and be like, now this is an iPad and you get a touchscreen.
And I can take the screen off?
No, whatever. It's just that. It can run iPad apps, but it has a touchscreen.
Yeah.
It's an iPad. And the other one is you got an iPad and a keyboard case and you're like, boom, hit a button. It runs macOS, but the touchscreen stops working.
It's that.
I guess
See what I'm saying?
I want a dockable iPad much more than I want a touch Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stuff you have to do. Like it would have to essentially like run the two operating systems side by side.
No, I'm making this hardcore.
Okay.
You push the button. This is now runs iPad OS.
Yeah. With a touchscreen.
With a touchscreen.
But
it's a Mac.
But then when you run Mac OS, it disables the touchscreen.
No, it doesn't run Mac OS. I'm saying this just becomes an iPad.
Mm.
Or you could take your iPad and you can run Mac OS and it disables the touchscreen.
It's definitely an iPad with Mac OS.
See what I'm saying? And I think this is just the end of the argument, I think, for a long time, because they don't know why any of these products have touchscreens.
Right.
Except for the iPhone. I know why the iPhone has a touchscreen. They have not yet solved the problem of why the iPad has.
So maybe I'm changing mine to that the iPad can run Mac OS.
Yeah, that's the only rational answer.
Okay.
But that to me seems the same thing. Mac gets a touchscreen, still Mac OS getting a touchscreen.
I'll give you both as one prediction.
Okay.
That one of those two things will happen. That the Mac. I mean, it's like the Venn diagram of the Mac and the iPad smash into each other.
I think they have figured out they can sell a lot of both.
Yes.
And they don't have to solve this problem, and there's no pressure on them to solve the problem. Until there's some sort of Windows tablet or Android tablet that provides an ounce of competition to the iPad, And I know there are Windows tablets and people like them, and the Surface exists, and that's a whole thing. They're not competition to the iPad. They're competition to the MacBook.
To the Mac, yeah.
Until there's one sliver of competition for the things that people use iPads for, they are just going to stay exactly the way they are.
I tend to agree.
Yeah. My other
you can't
spicy
talk yourself
one,
out of your own prediction.
I really want that to happen. That's why it's spicy and that's why it's there. But my other spicy was going to be that Tim Cook steps down and then the Mac gets the touchscreen.
Ooh, Tim Cook can't step down.
Yeah, I don't think that's
president.
I know. It's like
He's got to call him every day and be like, I need you to not do these tariffs.
No, I think that
you understand what I'm saying, Donald, that this time you cannot do tariffs. You like your iPhone, right? I can turn that off. No tariffs. And he's just got to do that every single day.
Yeah,
all right, last but not least, Nilay, what is your spiciest prediction?
This is wild.
Full spice.
This is wild.
Hit me with it.
Google breaks itself up.
Oh.
Okay.
They're just like, you know what? This is not worth it anymore. We're gonna spin off our own companies.
Okay.
This is the opposite of merger mania, which is a thing big companies do to create shareholder value when they're out of ideas. I think Google is just going to look at the marketplace and say that we're under a lot of regulatory pressure. And you know what? If we just spun off YouTube, just put it over there, signed a big lucrative AI training data deal for Google AI, and let this thing go be cable, the future of cable television, and compete with TikTok and whatever. And that'll go public and the stock will go up and Google's stock will go up and everyone's stock will go up. And that's all anybody cares about. You can make the argument today, absent the antitrust pressure. And you get to take YouTube away from the antitrust pressure and the regulatory pressure, because now it's just YouTube.
Does that solve Google's antitrust problems, though?
I have no idea. This is my spicy take.
Okay.
But does that solve the scrutiny of Chrome and the ad?
Right. So all that's noise. Right. It doesn't solve those problems. It just takes YouTube away from them. Right.
And it lets Google say, we've made ourselves smaller and less powerful, because now the second most powerful search engine on the internet doesn't belong to us anymore. It's over here, it's YouTube.
And we can, the fact that we all work together and we're friends and sometimes we call each other on the phone. And who knows what messaging app we're using to communicate, because we not only delete all of our records, we have too many messaging apps for you to even see. That's my spiciest take, is Google solves this problem the way that big conglomerates solve this problem.
What if Google does all of its secret messaging just on Allo, because they know no one is paying attention? No lawyer would ever think to subpoena the Allo messages. So that's just where Google is now. They're just
this is why they've had so many.
Right.
Was Allo before Chat or Meet?
No, it was after.
Allo was with Duo. They launched Allo and Duo together. And Allo was the first one that was we're going to put AI inside of your chats. So when you say, do you want to go to the movies? It's like, oh, would you like to buy movie tickets? And that was a super good idea that everyone liked. And it went really well for Google. That was 10 years ago. Yeah.
The number of Dieter Bohn we have sorted out Google's messaging strategy stories that we've written.
Yep.
Here it is. Here's the plan by Dieter Bohn. None of them came to pass. That's my spiciest take.
That's pretty good. I'm out on that one.
Yeah, no one should sign up for this take.
I think if you had said,
to your point, if I'm right, everyone will. You'll never hear the end of this.
Yeah, they have to make you the CEO of YouTube if you're right now officially. They have to do it.
Yeah,
I think if you had said Google breaks up in 2025, I might have thought long and hard about signing on. But Google does it of its own volition.
That's why it's.
I love it. But
someone breaks up Google. Yeah, fine. It's we're headed that way. Google itself is like, you know what? This is really hard.
Yeah,
just YouTube. You go have fun. Create some shareholder value.
It's for the good of the people.
Yeah.
All right. This is great stuff. All right. Let me review, then we're going to get out of here. Joanna's predictions. Her mild prediction is that a year from now, we're all still going to be posting to 1 million social accounts. I'm in on that, and Eli's out. Your medium take is that Meta is going to continue to outpace Apple on glasses. Neil and I are both in. And your spicy one is that the touchscreen Mac and the iPad with Mac OS, some smashing together thing is going to happen there. Neil and I are both out. The one I most hope I'm wrong about is that one, because I want that to happen so bad.
If that happens and we're at an event together, I will stand up and cheer.
I deservedly so. That will be a good victory lap. Imagine if Apple had made a television, how insufferable Gene Munster would have been. Like, that's what I want for you.
I have never clapped at an Apple event. I believe sorry, I would take that back. I believe I might have clapped when they announced multiple timers. And I've never, ever clapped at an Apple event other than that. But I will clap.
But then you have to say out loud, to be clear, I'm clapping for myself.
Yes.
And then, right. Okay.
Journalism.
I love it. All right. Nilai's predictions. The mild prediction, Alexa is going to be fine.
Yeah.
I even put the ellipsis in here. It's going to be fine.
Fine.
That's fine.
I'm out and Joanna's out.
That's rough.
I think it's probably true, but I'm betting against.
The medium take is Walmart is going to buy TikTok. Strangely, Joanna and I are both in on this. I love it. And the spicy take is that Google breaks itself up.
We are not in.
I'm giving you all versions of breakups, even though you specified YouTube. I think
any
Google
split.
breaks itself up in any meaningful way is spicy enough that I'm giving you the whole take.
As long as it's by its own volition.
Correct.
Okay.
That's nice.
And Joanna and I are both out.
But that means I will take any little thing.
Yep.
Right? Because Google is also Alphabet.
That's right. So if Waymo...
Right. If they're, like Waymo.
No. Waymo's not part of Google.
It's part of Alphabet. And I don't think that's ridiculous.
You have to decide.
No, I'm still out and I'll still give it to you.
Okay.
Any Alphabet company, but not one of the stupid moonshots that loses billions of dollars. I'll give you Waymo. That's basically the only other one I'm willing to give you.
Fine.
My predictions are, my mild prediction is that cable TV is going to pretty much totally die. Nilai's out, Joanna's in.
I still don't know what that means. I'm in if the most generous reading is like we stop talking about it.
If I just make it the cable box business is dead and boring, would you be into it?
Yeah, because it's already true. Like we should all just take the point today.
Though. It's not true.
All right.
It's boring already, but it's not dead. And I think it got boring faster than anybody expected, and I think it's going to get dead faster than anybody expects.
I think our minority investor Comcast requires me to tell you that the Xfinity X1 box is cool.
Also, disclosure, Nilai produced a Netflix show.
Yeah, something.
Subscribe to The Verge. I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Do you want in on this one? This is your last chance.
Yeah, I'll take
Keep
it.
in mind that I'm deciding.
Yeah, I know. You're going to give yourself this point somehow, and it's like, fine.
All right. Nilai's in, Joanna's in. My medium take is that someone is going to make an AI gadget that actually kicks ass. You're both out.
Yep.
And my spicy take is that the industry and the world are going to collectively give up on Matter. And you're both out.
Out. Super out.
Love it. All right.
I think a thing that I don't understand is how many points have we all potentially signed up for?
I don't understand this game at all.
Who's to say? I got 12 months to figure out the answer to that question. What do you win if you win?
I'm saying if Google breaks itself up, I win.
Yeah,
whatever that is. If I call that one right,
but
and
also,
Google does
should there be more points for
YouTube.
spicier takes?
Yes.
But he had so many spicy takes, and then he also had that spice. I think that should be disqualified. The
Joanna's
AI
so mad at how much you
nothing.
got to talk.
I've already won.
The AI means nothing, and AI is a failure of what was your other one?
Yeah, the bubble pops.
The bubble pops? No.
That's not on the
No,
list.
Nilai doesn't get to have that one. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's just
AI is Bluetooth.
We should delete it from the podcast.
it's Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth.
That's too spicy for this
Delete it.
podcast.
It's funny because Bluetooth like never had a bubble that popped. Everyone was just kind of like, yeah, it's just not happening.
I think a lot of people think Bluetooth happened.
Do you find one person who thinks Bluetooth happened? Like in the way that people thought it would happen.
Right. Bluetooth happened in the sense that it's here and you use it.
Right. Sometimes it works in your car, and some people have one of those UE boom speakers.
But like,
And that's it.
is there a $100 billion Bluetooth startup out there? Like, probably not.
Right.
If that is you, please email me. I wanna know.
Like Bluetooth was at the point where there are like meaningful Bluetooth security threats.
Yeah.
Remember, there's like blue snarfing.
Yeah, I do remember. There was a whole CES where it was really just
Bluetooth stuff.
Bluetooth stuff. The Happy Fork.
Yep.
Bluetooth.
And it just
It
didn't
was
happen.
Bluetooth. Yeah, I mean, but some of it really did happen.
I once sat through an entire press event where they told me that they would combine Bluetooth and Wi-Fi so that you would use Bluetooth to pair to a gadget that would then provision it for Wi-Fi, and then you would get the best of both
Well,
worlds.
look at Apple's whole
and
strategy.
maybe that sort of worked, and maybe it exists. It did not.
I know that you want to say like, okay, yes, Apple added their things to Bluetooth to make it better, clearly. But AirPods.
Right. They made up a fake Bluetooth and layered it on top of Bluetooth, and no one else gets to use it.
But without Bluetooth.
And their entire explanation for why they have locked down now they're on like the H2 chip.
Yep.
Is because Bluetooth isn't good enough, so they had to make their own Bluetooth.
There's Bluetooth in there.
Apple would love to get rid of Bluetooth and just connect the Apple devices to the Apple headphones.
The Apple Watch. I mean, these are massive businesses that Bluetooth were. I get what you're saying.
Apple made a set of proprietary extensions to Bluetooth in order to make those things happen.
There's a Bluetooth underpinning.
All right.
And maybe one day there'll be an AI underpinning.
I'm giving us all, but the AI is Bluetooth is a take. We're all in.
AI is not Bluetooth.
Joanna's out.
The bubble will pop on AI is actually the thing, and I'm just making a comparison.
I'm saying, okay, AI is Bluetooth. We're all in.
And the specific comparison is
we're not putting that in. That's not even a spicy take. It's not allowed.
And all that's going to happen is we're gonna be here next year. We're going to talk about this take, and someone's going to say, "Well, it'll be better next year," which is all they ever said about Bluetooth. That's the only comparison I'm making.
Okay.
I like it. All right, we're going to do one more of these next week. We have some other fun 2025 prediction stuff to do, but for now, we're done. Thank you all. Appreciate you guys doing this with me.
That's me clapping.
I already won.
All right, that's it for the Vergecast today. Thank you to Nilay and Joanna for playing this very silly game with me, and thank you, as always, for listening. There's lots more on, frankly, all of the stuff we've been making predictions about all over theverge.com. I'll put some links in the show notes, as many as I can think of, but keep it locked on the website. Clearly, 2025 is going to be a year. We have a subscription now. Fun time to subscribe to The Verge. There's just a lot that is coming. And as always, check out the homepage. It's free. It's awesome. Have a peek. And if you have thoughts, questions, feelings, or other predictions for 2025 you'd like to get off your chest, you can always email us at vergecast@theverge.com or call the hotline 866-VERGE11. We truly love hearing from you. Thank you to everybody who's called in with questions for the Meta hotline that's running on Tuesday. Tons of fun stuff. That's a really fun episode. Really enjoyed doing that. And if you have more questions, keep them coming. We have a backlog of really, really fun ones we have plans to do stuff with. Hit me up. I'm ready for it. This show is produced by Liam James, Will Poor, and Eric Gomez. Vergecast is Verge production and part of the Vox Media Podcast Network. We'll be back on Tuesday with the Meta episode that we've been talking about for a while, and then back to our regularly scheduled programming for a couple of weeks before the end of the year. We'll see you then. Rock and roll.
Support for the Vergecast comes from Polestar. Polestar's first all-electric SUV, Polestar 3, is now on the roads across the US, and it's ready to make an impression. It's got a sleek aerodynamic exterior and a spacious, minimalist interior. Its custom-developed Android Automotive OS is totally integrated, made to enhance your driving experience. That includes an intuitive infotainment screen, smart voice controls, and over-the-air updates. And you can have Google turn on your favorite podcast whenever you want to be immersed in 3D surround sound by Bowers & Wilkins. See what else Polestar 3 has to offer when you test drive at your local Polestar space. Book yours today at polestar.com.